right, good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to get into a little bit more of an in-depth look at the 45600 flat car set. And let's go over this because, this was not a cheap set for three freight cars. We're looking at anywhere between obviously $150 to $200 depending on where you get it and just shipping and everything. So that's a lot of money for three freight cars. I don't care what it is, but there is a reason for it, and I already found out about it. So I wanted to go ahead and let you folks know about it for those of you that are on the fence of getting this set. Now, just to let you know that this was made going towards the Shea locomotive, all right? But it doesn't have to. It can be put on any other type of American freight consist. It doesn't have to be with the Shea. So you can put this on back of a freight diesel or a more modern steam locomotive, whatever it may be. But this is an Era 2 set, so just to be aware. But if you put it on Era 3, I don't think that's going to be an issue. So let's get into this and let's see what it is. Now, I already went through two of them. I have one that I haven't opened yet, and we're going to go into why this is a little bit more expensive than what I think it is. So, or was compared to anything else. So, for three cars. So let's get into it and let's talk about the details. So let's get this out of the way like so. And let's bring this one here. This is car number 2. I got car number 1 and 3 already on the line. So obviously these have unique numbers on them. And I guess, as I said before in another video, I was planning on getting 2 sets. But at that point, I'm spending close to $300, if not over $300 for 6 freight cars. And I said, I just remembered, hey, I got some Western Maryland freight cars from Marklin, so I'll just use those. And I cover that in the Shea review. So let's see what's all involved. Does it justify the price? Let's take a look at it. Okay, so obviously, this is very well packed. The car is made in China, so when I see that made in China and paying full price type stuff, I kind of can get a little cringe on that, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and that's only my opinion. So let's get this off, and then let's remove the flat car first, and we'll put it down on a cradle like so. Let's move that plastic piece and let's get the loads off. Okay, right off the jump, these are not real wood loads. These are simulated plastic loads. Okay, so at first I thought maybe these were real wood. Some of the Marklin freight cars with wood does have real wood, but this is not. So we have this, and we have this. And we have 2 parts bags here, which has the brake rigging on it, and 2 screws. And here we have the stakes, okay? Now, you don't need to use all of them, okay? So we just follow what's on the carton here and determine what we need as far as how many stakes we need to put in. And it's nice that they include some extras, so I always use this as a guide right here, as far as that is concerned, and we'll go through there. So let's take a deep dive into this and why is this so much. First off, this is a cast unit, so it's metal, so that's the one thing. The coupling has the NEM box on it, so there were some of my model railroad fans were concerned about using KDs, and that should not be a problem because KD does make the knuckle coupler or the Janny coupler for the NEM box. So you can take the Marklin close couplers off and put the Katie Janny coupler in there, okay, or the knuckle coupler. So that should not be a problem. I don't remember what the number is, but just go on to Katie's website and then you can look it up through the catalog. Now, one of the other things that I noticed is that, guess what? They got magnetics under here. So they added magnetics to secure the load, and it just doesn't go all over the place. I mean, even if it's upside down like this. So that's the other, they put like, I don't think they're rarer magnets, but they're strong. So same thing here. And it just stays. So you can almost. I know for one, the one here, I had it upside down, but, I mean, it looks like there are, let me see, a certain point where these really stick. See? I'll show you that one more time. Yep, there it goes. So that's part of it right there. So there's some magnets involved, and there's looks like either a set of magnets in here or just a piece of metal closer that is attracted to it. So that's the other thing. So it's a very good quality car, that's for sure. So again, does it justify the price? Well, you have to decide for yourself. So let's go ahead and put this together, and I'll show you how to do that. Another nice thing is that Marklin put a little zip bag in here, not one of those bags that you tear open and then you're screwed without, you have to find another bag to put your stuff in. So this is a nice zip bag right there. I guess maybe that's where all the cost factor is in. Yeah, right. So let's start with this. So according to the diagram here, or the picture here, we've got 2 on the ends and 4 on each side. So let's start with, and these are actually they go in like in one direction that I found out. So try not to jam them in. They do go in a certain way, and like I said, don't try to jam them in. If it doesn't go in, try to move on to the next one. Okay, there we go. This one is, I don't know. I don't like that. Let's move on to another one. For me, I always suggest maybe doing the easy stuff first. So the sides for me tends to be easy. So you may have to rotate them. There it goes. Once you rotate them right and just give them a little press down, don't give too much of a pressure, or otherwise you might break one. But they give you spares, so I guess they anticipated that. But okay, so we have another one here close to the logo, Western Maryland here. I think that's what that is. And there we go. That's the one. And then we'll put one between the capacity right here and the weight. So let's do that. I mean, no doubt about it. It's a good quality set. I mean, this just slid in, so this was pretty easy. All right. And then last but not least, we put one right next to the reporting marker right here, the WM. Fun fact, sometimes the Western Maryland is called the Wild Mary. So I knew an engineer that worked on the Western Maryland, and he always raved about it. Always saying that their railroad was the best. Well, that's a matter of opinion, but I did do some research on the Western Maryland, and Was not the biggest Class 1 railroad in the United States, but it was a very, very good railroad. Very good railroad. It spanned Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Ohio, I believe. Their headquarters was in Baltimore, Maryland. Their big yard was Port Covington. And they built their own steam engines, from what I understand. I seen them in action when I was a little kid, actually. And their specialty for the Western Maryland was fast freight. You know, especially when you see that fireball on the side of their engines. I mean, they moved their trains very fast. They would be going through this place called Sand Patch, which is very curvy, and they make fun of the B&O and the C&O where they go through there like 40 miles an hour, where Western Maryland, they'll go through there at 70. So this one is a little... Anyway, that's what he told me anyway. But yeah, he wasn't too happy when Chessie System took over the Western Maryland, and I think he was a victim of losing his job at the time. But you know, mergers happen. I don't know how many mergers happened during my lifetime in the railroad business and around the United States, if not the world. But okay, so we got the sides done. Let's try to get the ends in. The ends are the more difficult ones, I'll tell you. That's okay. That locked in pretty well. Okay, we got 1 down, 3 to go. So yeah, it's very nice. The thing is also, you can go to the Cass Scenic Railroad in Cass, West Virginia, and ride. I believe it's this. You can ride. They have a Western Maryland Shay there. That is operational, and it might be this one because I think they might have taken the measurements off of it. So I'm not sure of that 100%. If anybody wants to comment on that, please feel free to. Yeah, this one's becoming a little bit of a problem. Let's save that for last. Let's go to the other side. We'll go to the A end of the car. This is the B end, and this is the A end. What's the difference between the two? Well, B stands for brake. That's in any car, even in passenger cars or you name it. I'm going to put these in here just to keep them together. Yeah, so A end and B end. Okay, you can't tell really by, I think I got one stuck in here. Yeah, there it is. By just on a passenger car, you can't tell from the outside so much, but definitely on a freight car you can. So even in Europe, you do have an A end and a B end, and on European passenger cars, there's a diagram of the brake diagram outside to let you know where the brake is, the handbrake. Okay. So right now we're on the A end. So remember that. B end, the B stands for brake. So now speaking of brakes, let's go to the B end now and try to get this last one in. And once we got this last one in, then we're home free. You know. And this one is a little difficult. Trying not to force it in. Try this. There it went. I heard it click right in. Okay, so now the B end is complete. And I still have 4 more left. Okay, so we'll put that in their nice little Ziploc pouch here, or the bag. which is nice that they gave you that since they give you spares. Now you can add them all in if you want to. Nobody says you can't. So let's zip that up. Okay, let's put the load on like that. Yep. And then just almost like slides and locks in place. Let's remove that. Remove this box. And let's rail this to see how well it tracks. Okay. Beautiful. And I will put that on the line. I'll add that in, and I will make another video of this thing, the whole train running. So the other thing I was talking about in my last video, and I'll try to couple this video to the other as far as a link, is about a caboose. Now I know that a train in the Shea in the woods, may had a wayside caboose. I looked it up there. It's like basically a small shack on a flat car. But I did decide to do this. I got one of these off of eBay. I think it's a Bobser Caboose, I think it's called. I had one of these before and I returned it because somebody gave it to me as a gift. I got in exchange because it was American, but I wound up getting one of these, and I think this looks quite quaint. It has a Relics coupler on it, and it's got a solid frame to it, but this is pretty heavy. So I bought one of these. They're plentiful on eBay, and so I thought I'd get that, and it'll work quite well with the with that. Of course, it's not accurate or anything, but I think it looks kind of nice. What do you think? So, just on another note, they also made a Penn Central version of it, and I think there's a Union Pacific version too. So I don't think this was very accurate at all. I don't remember seeing anything like this on the Penn Central roster, but I do have some Penn Central locomotives, and this is the only thing they had out there. So as far as AC Marklin, it's not it's not easy to get like an Athearn or a Roundhouse or try to modify that to run on a European system. But there you have it. So, and that's it. So. Is it, again, I said this before, is it worth the money? Well, you have to decide. It's not cheaply made. It's a good quality car, even though it's made in China. They can make good products too. And the detailing is there, and as far as they really did a really good job getting this together, and you have to decide for yourself. I mean, what else are you going to run with the Shea? I mean, this is the appropriate the cars to do it. So, okay, well, I don't think I have anything else to add to this, and I hope you enjoyed this video, plus a little history on the Western Maryland. And I bid you folks a good night and many, many enjoyable hours with your model railroading. So bye for now.